فانية والآخرة شريفة باقية، فكيف يؤثر عاقل ما يفنى على ما يبقى ويهتم بما يزول عن قريب ويترك الاهتمام بدار البقاء والخلد. Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha relates a hadith that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Ad-dunya daru man la dara lah." This life is the house of the one who has no house. وَمَالُ مَنْ لَا مَالَ لَهُ. And in this life, dunya is the wealth of the one who has no wealth. وَلَهَا يَجْمَعُ مَنْ لَا عَقْلَ لَهُ. And for that life accumulates him who has no brain, who has no mind. Just take this hadith, it's in Muslim Imam Ahmad. Dunya, this life, is the house for those who has no house. Means if you take this life as your house, it is not a house, because we are going to leave it. And it's the wealth for those who have no wealth. If we accumulate the wealth here, meaning we have nothing, because we are leaving. And for that dunya collects and accumulates those who have no minds, who have no brains. If we collect lots of money in our bank accounts, if we invest in real estate, if we invest in companies and shares and banks, and then we die, we can get no benefit out of all these things. But if we invest for our daily life in the akhirah, if we invest in our children, if we teach our kids what is right, what's wrong, if we spend our money in our family members and in a halal way in our children and wives, and enjoy the life the way it is and do not be like extravagant, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make us among the moderate ones, the ones who have the modesty. They are not going to the far way of right or the far way of the left. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also was saying, من أحب دنياه أضر بآخرته ومن أحب آخرته أضر بدنياه فآثر ما يبقى على ما يفنى. Whoever loves his dunya, he is harming his akhirah. And whoever is loving his akhirah, he will harm his dunya. So you have to prefer whatever will be everlasting to whatever will go shortly. If you are wise, you prefer whatever stays to whatever it will go. This life will go. 50 years, 60 years, 100 years, it will go. The other life staying. So we should be smart and prepare and invest for the life of the hereafter, and instead of putting our money, wealth and health and power in this, and by the end of this life we leave everything off, our kids inherit our wealth, and they may fight after we die, and they may use our wealth inappropriately, and we end up questioned about it in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ends this surah, إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. The last two ayat in the surah, Sayyidina Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu said, لما نزلت إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان هذا في صحف إبراهيم وموسى. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in this surah was in the books and sheets that Allah revealed to Sayyidina Ibrahim and Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. And this is Surat Al-A'la. This is one of the most recited surah that we can hear from the Imams, and we can see people talking about. It is one of the most important surahs that we should be aware, at least memorize it, at least know the meaning of this surah, so we take from it, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us some benefits. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to benefit us with whatever we heard and we learned tonight. We ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala acceptance. We ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala guidance. We ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala the place in Jannah. We ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala to be away from the fire. اللهم اغفر لنا ما قدمنا وما أخرنا ما أسررنا وما أعلنا ما أنت أعلم به منا أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر وأنت على كل شيء قدير. وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وجزاكم الله خيرا.